mistakes and regrets ain't all that I have left.
Is the era of the manufactured, computer-generated pop star finally collapsing? And has a 20-year-old from Norway just revealed the iconic sound that will define the next decade of music? Tonight on News, we go inside the organic revolution of 2026. For years, the music industry has been obsessed with what we call plastic pop, tracks so heavily edited and AI-assisted that they have lost all human resonance. But as we move through the first quarter of 2026, the analytical data shows a massive cultural rejection of the synthetic. Listeners are starving for something real, and Jordan has just delivered the definitive antidote. This is not just a new album cycle, it is a declaration of war against the machines. The industry's biggest gatekeepers are currently in a state of shock as they witness the rapid decline of the perfect pop star model in favor of something much more raw. What happens when the world's most successful hitmaker decides to strip away every digital safety net to capture a voice in its most vulnerable form? The real story behind the 2026 sound began in a quiet studio in Los Angeles, where Jordan insisted on a vocal-first approach. Working alongside legendary producer Gad, she reportedly demanded that the high-gloss production defining modern radio be completely removed. Insiders from the Secret of the Soul sessions reveal that many of the tracks were recorded in a single, uninterrupted take, no auto-tune, no digital pitch correction, and performed entirely barefoot. This approach was a high-stakes gamble in an industry that relies on software to fix flaws. However, this 2026 revelation has proven that the flaws are exactly what the audience wanted. By choosing the analog warmth of the past over the silicon coldness of the present, Jordan has successfully cracked the code for the future of pop. Can a global audience experiencing digital fatigue actually force a multi-billion-dollar industry to stop using AI and return to human imperfection? By the midpoint of 2026, streaming platforms like Apple Music have reported a 40% increase in searches for acoustic and raw vocals. Audiences are tired of the clinical, over-processed sounds that dominated the early 2020s. Voice, with all its natural rasps, breaths, and emotional cracks, has become the new gold standard for excellence. While other pop stars are using increasingly complex AI to make their voices sound perfect, Jordan is doing the exact opposite. She has proven that in 2026, the most valuable thing an artist can possess is their own unfiltered truth. This shift has sent a tremor through the major labels, who have spent years trying to manufacture the perfect star, only to realize that the world actually wants the messy reality of the human experience. Is it possible for a set of lyrics to act as a revolutionary manifesto, challenging the very industry norms that created the star in the first place? As we analyze her 2026 songwriting, it is clear that Jordan has moved beyond being a performer to becoming a musical activist. Her original tracks, such as Seventh Heaven and No One Can Hear My Heart, deal with themes of creative freedom and the rejection of corporate identity. These songs are not just hits, they are blueprints for a new movement that values the artist's intent over the label's profit margins. By writing her own story, she has bypassed the army of ghostwriters that usually populate the pop charts. This level of creative agency is rare for a 20-year-old, and it has empowered a new generation of independent artists to follow her lead. News has learned that several major labels are now reevaluating their developmental contracts because they can no longer control the narrative like they used to. Could the simple act of removing one's shoes in a recording booth be the key to unlocking a level of vocal power that the industry has been missing for decades? The Barefoot Philosophy has become a legendary part of the 2026 sound revelation. Jordan has long maintained that performing without shoes allows her to maintain a physical and emotional connection to the ground. a technique she used throughout her most iconic 2026 recordings. While critics once dismissed this as a gimmick, vocal coaches are now praising the results. They claim that this grounding allows for a more resonant, from the soul delivery that digital software cannot simulate. This has sparked a barefoot movement in recording studios across America and Europe, as artists try to recapture the raw energy that Jordan has made her trademark. She has successfully turned a personal preference into a professional standard, proving that her iconic sound is as much about her physical presence as it is about her vocal cords. What happens to the traditional power structures of music when a digital army of fans decides to reject the official version of a song for something raw? The soldier has been the primary engine behind the death of plastic pop. Throughout 2026, they have actively rejected the overproduced remixes pushed by major marketing teams, instead driving the raw live versions of Jordan's songs to the top of the global charts. This grassroots rebellion has forced radio programmers to change their playlists for the first time in years. They are no longer looking for the most catchy electronic beat. They are looking for the most soulful human voice. Hasn't just released music. She has shifted the entire psychology of the listener. She has reminded the world that music is not a product to be consumed at a high volume. It is an emotion to be felt in the quietest moments. This fan-led shift is the final nail in the coffin for the manufactured pop star model. Is the sudden return to 1960s recording techniques the secret weapon that allowed a modern artist to conquer the 2026 streaming era? Industry insiders have revealed that 2026 sound was achieved by using vintage analog equipment that many studios had long since abandoned. By using ribbon microphones and tube preamps, her team captured a warmth that digital recording often strips away. This 2026 revelation has changed how producers think about high-fidelity audio. The goal is no longer cleanness, but character. Sound feels like a vinyl record played in a dark room. It is nostalgic yet entirely modern. This sonic identity has allowed her to stand out in a crowded market where everything else sounds like it was made in a factory. She has proven that looking backward to the era of the greats is the only way to move forward in an industry that has lost its way. The era of the cinematic soul has officially arrived, and the machines simply cannot keep up. Will we look back at 2026 as the year the manufactured star finally became a relic of the past, replaced by the era of the autonomous artist? The success of Jordan's iconic sound has exposed a massive flaw in the traditional label system. For decades, labels believed they needed to build a star through image consulting and auto-tune. But Jordan's 2026 takeover was built on her refusal to be built by anyone else. She maintained her own image, her own sound, and her own Barefoot Philosophy, even when the experts told her it wouldn't work in the American market. Her success is a victory for every artist who was ever told they were too niche or not pop enough. As she sells out stadiums in 2026 with nothing but a microphone and her truth, she is sending a message to every aspiring artist in the world. You do not need a label to make you perfect. You just need the courage to be yourself. The era of plastic pop is over, and the era of authenticity is the new law. Why are the executives of the world's biggest record labels in a state of high-level panic as the 2026 awards season approaches? The impact of Jordan's organic sound is creating a crisis for the old guard. As critics hail her original work as the blueprint for the new soul movement, the plastic pop stars of the early 2020s are finding themselves increasingly obsolete. They are unable to compete with the sheer emotional weight of a 20-year-old who refuses to hide behind a computer screen. The 2026 award nominations are expected to be dominated by Jordan's independent releases, a scenario that threatens the very foundation of the major label dominance. If an independent artist with a raw, imperfect sound can sweep the Grammys, it proves that the billions spent on marketing and digital perfection were a waste of resources. The industry is currently in a desperate scramble to find their own real artists, But as news has observed, soul cannot be manufactured on a deadline. Is Jordan the savior that the music industry didn't even know it needed? Or is she the force that will finally bring the old system down? The final verdict from news is clear. The machines have lost the war for the soul of music. The 20th birthday of Jordan in 2026 marked the definitive start of a new era, one where the listener is back in control and the artist is back in the center. By prioritizing her integrity over industry trends, she hasn't just saved her own career, she has saved the medium of music itself. As she continues her 2026 world tour, performing to millions with nothing but her voice and her story, she is a living testament to the power of the human spirit. The iconic sound she has revealed is more than just music. It is a heartbeat. For the barefoot girl who once sang for a stranger in the rain, the global coronation is complete. The era of plastic pop is dead. Long live the queen.